Hi, this is Brian Forster, and there's been an ongoing debate about the elongated skulls of Paracas Peru. And we're going to see some profound differences here between these two. Now this one on the left is a Paracas elongated skull, but it looks quite, or actually very similar to a normal human skull. There you see the sagittal suture on top of the skull heading backwards, like every normal human being has. And then when we have a profile shot here, you're going to see the flattening of the forehead and the flattening of the back of the skull. So that is cranial deformation. And that's what academics believe that all of the Paracas skulls are. But we're going to be looking at another one, which I believe is actually a natural elongated skull, as in it was born elongated. There again, you see the sagittal suture, which is common in Homo sapiens sapiens. And once again, you can see the shape is different than a typical Homo sapiens sapiens skull, but the volume is more or less the same. So this is a noble person of the Paracas culture with cranial deformation. And now we're looking at this one. You can already see that the skull is larger than the one on the left, and there is absolutely no sign of the sagittal suture whatsoever. This is something that more than 30 physicians who have looked at the Paracas skulls in person can't explain. There has to be a sagittal suture, but it's not there. And as we go in close, or here you also see this protrusion on the forehead. And moving in closer, you see the coronal suture there going across the forehead, but there is absolutely no sign whatsoever of any sagittal suture. And as we look on the back side, you see these small bones, which are not typical of human beings. They are a characteristic of the Inca culture of Peru, but they're also found in the Paracas. Again, no sign whatsoever of the sagittal suture. So here we're going to do another comparison. Again, look at the different shape and size of these two skulls. We do know that they're both from the Paracas culture. They are between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. It's likely that the one on the left is more recent, as in 2,000 years old, and was an elongated skull that bred generation after generation with common-looking people, and hence the need to do the cranial deformation. But it's likely that the larger one that you're looking at on the left here is a natural elongated skull, someone who was born that way. And this will probably horrify some of you, but it is a scientific investigation. And this is a mummified elongated skull of Paracas Peru. Notice the reddish and even blonde hair. We know now from two hair experts that this is more Caucasian looking hair than it is Native American. Notice that it's thin and it's wavy and it's reddish and even blondish. Now this is not the result of age or dyeing or coloring of any way, shape, or form. This person was born with that hair color, which also probably means that they had lightish skin and also possibly green or blue eyes. Hence, the DNA also indicates that their origin appears to be the Black Sea, Caucasus area of Eurasia. That is what the DNA results are telling us. And samples from this skull are already at 3 different DNA laboratories, and we are hoping to get the results sometime in February or March of 2019. this skull is from a private museum, not from a national collection. So if you'd like to learn more about the elongated skulls of Paracas in Peru, please join me at Contact in the Desert in Indian Wells, California in June 2019.